Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to Mika and Joe and Ginny and Kirk for all joining me today. I'm very happy to be on this call with you. What I would say is not just in New York, but that is my home, of course, and my family is actually there. But around the world, I feel that we are actually witnessing an absolute triumph of bravery and courage that is unprecedented during a global pandemic, and that the medical community should be celebrated. And also, there's a whole other story here of helpers to the helpers. There's also the mental health professionals that are providing volunteer work to be there for medical workers so that when they get off their shifts, they have someone to talk to because they're working under such catastrophic conditions. I beyond give them a standing ovation. I want to, in the best way that I can, with this special that's called One World Together at Home. I want this to be, our love letter to the world.
You actually had a call with 68 corporate leaders last week. You called it your corporate kindness list. And boy, you're really getting them to step up. Tell us about that.
Well, the truth is a lot of companies and a lot of philanthropists have stood up for this. And I know Ginny and Kirk already know that, and you know that. There's so many people behind them. But I thought, what if we just get everyone together and we talk about, in the spirit of kindness, how can we all give? And then also, I've been doing other calls outside of the phone call that I had with the 68 CEOs to continue fundraising, because what I realized was, not everybody is kind, but some people that have a lot in the world that know that they're blessed and are very self-aware about the fact that they have somewhere nice to live, that they can take care of their children, that they have sanitary food and a sanitary life. They are willing to give and are willing to step up and help. And it's been a real privilege to meet with people, even just in this way with this barrier of technology, like Ginny and Kirk, who are willing to give. And I'm very grateful to them, and so is everyone at the World Health Organization for the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. This money will go towards an international effort to help medical workers as well as patients. And it will also go towards scientific research that it goes everywhere from vaccines to information.
And Kirk, you and I'll just say this, we're the only guys old enough to remember Live Aid. I think it was in 85.
Oh, I remember it.
It was an extraordinarily, no, don't admit that, in 85, and I never thought that we were going to see a collection of stars like that again, but this concert that's coming up, everybody from Billie Eilish to Elton John to Lizzo to Paul McCartney, you name it, what an incredible lineup for an incredible cause. Tell us about it.
Yeah, look, this is first, we are grateful at Pepsi to be partnering with Lady Gaga and Global Citizen. I mean, I can just tell you how humbled we are. We, think this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together to do some real good. And Lady Gaga just talked about it. The frontline heroes are the medical professionals, and we think as PepsiCo, what is it we can do to lean in? And brands like Pepsi have always been part of culture and music. And, really the team came to me 3 or 4 weeks ago looking for something genuinely to do good. And how do we leverage the things and the resources, companies like PepsiCo have to do something that's really positive for the community and especially for the frontline healthcare professionals. And this is one opportunity that came up. And like I said, we're just incredibly grateful to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And Ginny Rometty, I want to know more about the collaboration here, because there's also the 2020 IBM Call for Code Global Challenge. And this is looking for innovation, looking for solution. It seems like you guys are putting it all on the table here.
Call for Code is an initiative for the almost 20 million application developers out there who are coding. And we had put $25 million behind that for them to put their efforts towards solutions and what do you do in disasters like this to build solutions around that. So we're doing two things. One is our employee campaign. I almost call it a pop-up campaign. And then the other is around call for code. I should say, and the third, after again, with Lady Gaga had all my colleagues on the phone, I said, you know what? I could take all my assets, of my digital assets, and I'm offering them to all my colleagues running other companies around the world and letting them use it to pop up their own employee charitable campaign right now, too. So I think we're going to see some great things out of it. I can tell from the first early hours, I'm already seeing the results.
I mean, the kindness is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So, Lady Gaga, let's talk about you teaming up with Global Citizen and the World Health Organization. We of course have known a lot of people in Global Citizen for some time, and just their obsession on taking care of people across the globe, on hunger and poverty. This seems like a natural extension for them, and of course the same with the World Health Organization. Talk about the partnership and what you really hope at the end of all of this to accomplish.
Well, first of all, I have to shout out to Hugh Evans at Global Citizen, who's just wonderful to work with. He's been a wonderful partner in fundraising as well as putting the show together. And I have to say, Dr. Tedros is extremely inspiring, and he called me to curate this event. I decided to extend my fundraising efforts because I just wanted to help, and they said, let's all do this together, and we have. And what I will tell you is that what really has spoken to me is the level of kindness that's occurring here, and what Dr. Tedros wants to do is help the most under-resourced communities in the world who are having the most trouble. Because, you know, we keep saying we're all in this together, right? But the truth is that we all want this to be over together, and we all want to help each other. And I know distinctly that the position that I'm in my home environment is very different from somebody that's living in an unsanitary environment where it's very dense, where they can't get clean food, where they don't have a job, where they're losing their job, they can't feed their children, they can't feed themselves, or maybe they're in a situation where there's domestic abuse in the household. So what drew me to this is, how can we create a 2-hour special that during a time of crisis highlights the singular, kind, global community that is emerging, and also highlights that this is not just a historical moment, but this is a cultural moment. And there's an opportunity during this cultural moment to harness kindness and harness it in a way that we say, you know, look, there's financial currency and also brilliant ideas that both Ginny and Kirk have to offer, as well as both of you. But there's also kindness currency. And kindness currency is absolutely free, and anyone can give it. And if we start to channel that as an artistic community, while partnering with CEOs and tech companies, as well as philanthropists, you know, we can make this into a much bigger coalition that is about being kind. And the third thing I want to do during this special is I want to celebrate and encourage the power of the human spirit to be brave and to be courageous. And that is why I'm so grateful to everyone that's been a part of this and helping us fundraise, because the truth is, before this even airs, on the screen, it's going to say, put your wallets away. We're not asking you for money. This is not a fundraiser. We've already raised the money. Just sit back and enjoy the show, because I also do believe that entertainers and artists have a unique ability to make people smile. And I also would like to give those who want to, I would like to give them permission to smile during this time and to laugh when they can, no matter how hard it gets. I want to remind them that there are artists that really love them.
Boy, do we need that. Lady Gaga, thank you very much. Kirk Tanner, CEO of PepsiCo Beverages North America, and Ginny Rometty, Executive chairman of IBM. What a great team. Thank you. And that does